Hey guys, Shota here. Now, in this video, I'm basically going to do a huge rundown of Cayo Perico. Going to showing you some, the setups, all of the locations you can set up in this, etc. Basically, everything you can do with the heist. Essentially, I'm going to be showing you in this video. So I'm just going to start with the planning screen. I've already got one of the intel. I haven't even scoped this one out, so I don't know what I'm getting, as you can see. And as you can see, there's a lot of stuff here. Now, I'm basically going to be covering everything in the video. All of the primary objective, all the secondary objectives, infiltration points, showing you how to get to them, escape points, showing you how to get to them, compound entry, etc. Anyways, let us begin. I'm just going to zip right over to the island. So we have arrived on the island, as you can see, Cayo Perico. I've not shown this part in my videos because most of the time I'm in this part and then this part of the island if you saw my other two videos. Anyways, as you can see, there's a lot of guards. Now, one thing you have a problem with this is you actually cannot fight during this, so you have to use stealth. Now, I'm going to show you a few things first. Now, you're scouting the island for two things. You need to find the primary objective, which is in El Rubio's safe, and then to do that you need to hack in a communication tower. Then you can discover whatever you want, and then you can leave. Now, the first thing you want to discover is in this airstrip. Now, in this hangar there is always two spawns for now, of course, all of these are not guaranteed. Now, I'll show you where all the spawns are. This is got some weed in here, but basically nothing is guaranteed.
Marijuana, easy to sell. I will mark a location planning screen.
I'll show you where all of the things are, but basically, if I just log off here, caps off to view, there's going to be a potential four secondary targets here. Another two secondary targets can spawn in this building. There's a couple two that can spawn in this building. Two can spawn in this building. Another two can spawn in this building. I'll basically show all of these. Two can spawn in this building, if I recall correctly. Two can spawn in this building. Three can spawn in this one. Two in this one. Two in this one. And of course, you'll see the CCTV. Now, that was the first one I showed off. I'll take the rest here. I'll take the other picture here. You have to take pictures on your phone instead of the PAR, as you can see, weed. While I'll be talking over this, I'll be discussing the three things. Now, there's 5 things you can find. 3 can be found in this area, in these lockups. Another 2 can be only found in the compound.
Always welcome. I will mark location.
So the 3 things that you can find outside are cash, weed, and cocaine. Now, basically, in that order, that's the order of what you want to grab. Cash will take up 25% of your bag space. However, cash is not worth as much as a full bag of cocaine. So 4 bags, you can fill cash 4 times. However, weed and cocaine are worth more than cash. You can see here, this was the final spot here. As you can see, there's one missing. Again, it's random every time. So you can see I've got some more cash. Now, one thing you need to also find, you can see these barrel buckets here. These can be full of guards uniforms. Now, if it's full of guards uniforms, that's great because you can use them in the heist. Other than that, yeah, don't really bother. Now, to do that, that's the way you actually can get the big con approach for the heist. You also need something else, which I'll try and find. Other than that, you also see there's already 2 things marked, which is power station and control tower. Now, you can disable both of them during the heist. Now, disabling the power will result in the heist being slightly easier, as cameras and guards radiuses will be reduced slightly. Cameras will be turned off outside of the compound, and the other things, the guard sites will be reduced. Now you can see here there's a small thing here. This is actually a position you can actually go into. You can actually what's it called? You can actually deploy there. That's one of the deployable spots on the map. Now usually I would my go-to for this heist is to go up here on the bike. Use the bike because the bike is actually really good. This bike's actually really good. Although it is one person, so it's only a one-seater. But the other stuff aren't that good. And then, as soon as I do this, I will often land at the beach. You can see here there's a beach here, which is another... This is another entry point you can do. Now, if you do this on the first time, which I haven't even mentioned, to get here you need to do a planning mission, which requires you to steal a plane. Apart from the first time you do it, in which case all you have to do is you have to do a quest line after you've gotten the sub. It's an easy quest, and it results the same way. However, there is one major difference with this. You can't... Oh yeah, this is another thing. The plants in this are fucking nightmarish. Because they are literally steel. I mentioned it in my video. In my one of my videos. But yeah. As you can see, there's 3 things you need to watch... Well, 4 things you need to watch out for. Patrolling guards, watchtowers, cameras, and cars. Now the cars, again, everything here is on a set patrol. But as you can see here, there's some people here. These are just civilians. You need to be careful. Oh, you don't have to worry about civilians. Now, as you can see, there's a guard there. I think he might turn his back. Oh, he's looking in this direction. I need to get into that warehouse there. Yeah, he's turned his back. Yeah, as you can see, you need to be very careful. There's one wrong move, and you'll end up getting caught. If you get caught, you get sent back to the airstrip. However, which is a very annoying. So this is very annoying. Now, this could be if you're caught from anything, whether it be a camera, a guard, or just anything. It doesn't matter if you're... I'm just waiting for this dude to turn his back. Keeping an eye on the other dude. Good. Oh, there's another guy. Yeah, it can be a bit annoying to try and get the perfect positioning. Yeah, you want to jump in here. Here's one of the things. That is marijuana. That is more weed and some more cash.
Okay, position locked. That's on your planning screen now.
Good. As you can see, here's another lockup. There's a camera there and there's a guard there. I'm gonna wait for that. And there is a car coming. He's going the other way. That's good. Okay, so we need to check in here. See if there's anything in here. There is weed I can see in here, and more cash. That's actually good.
Location noted.
I'm gonna get caught. Or not. That was close. That was close.
Noting location.
You need to be you need to be very careful now. I'm gonna go steal a boat from here, and then go around the island after I've gathered the last thing to get here. There's a camera there you need to be careful of. But I need to wait for that dude. Wrong time to turn. Yeah, the yeah. Now, usually I would say cash and weed are not worth much, so it's good to ignore them while you're doing the heist, unless they're your only option. If it is your only option, go for weed before cash. The other two things you can find as loot are paintings and gold. Now, gold you can only get if you are with 2 people. You have to have 2 people for gold. It doesn't matter. I mean, unless you want to do a glitch, but I don't know how to do the glitch. There's a glitch. I think there are some glitches you can do. Now, this is actually quite intense because it's right on that where that guard is. If I remember correctly, you might be able to turn. Jump the tower. I'll wait for the tower to turn as well. With this one, you need to actually trigger that lever there, you can see. Which means this one's also 3 people.
Adding to planning screen.
You can actually do it so you can get multiple things. It is a bit difficult though, so you need to be quick with this.
That's on your planning screen now.
That was close. Oh, this dude is... Well, that dude's on the other edge. Now, in order to... turn! This thing's not even turning. It's barely turning. This is not turning. Now, in order to use something as a getaway point, you have to take a picture of it. I'll show you the only exception. The only exception is the drainage tunnel. Now, to get to the drainage tunnel, I'll show you how to do that now. But basically, I'm going to show you a couple more stuff after this, but you need to go all the way around, all the way past this lighthouse, and this is another place you can take a picture of, and it will be a heli. Not a heli. That's a drop. That's another drop zone. Now, you can have a total of one of 6 vehicles to use. You need to use a 5-seater, which is what I use to get onto the island. And there's the drainage tunnel, which is what I use all the time to get on. You just have to be near the drainage tunnel, not on it. You don't have to take a picture of it, luckily, so that's good. Whereas with the other ones, you just have to... Well... There's also other things you can find on the island, like some bolt cutters, which I don't use at all, because you can actually get something called you can get a cutting torch, which is required for the which is actually required if you want to do drainage tunnel. But doing that lets you basically cut open things, great, or you can just shoot the locks. As well, like you can shoot the things. Now, this is the second dock area. Oh great, I've got this bloody mask on. I don't want that on. This looks stupid. Fuck it, let's put these on. Yeah. I think that's guard uniform there. No, it wasn't. It was just a big bucket. Okay, so I'm gonna use this as a Okay, so let me just. I'm just gonna go this way. I'm gonna show you the other two areas as well, but actually, let me just check and see if this is here. No, it's not here. It's gonna be in. That's good. Yeah, obviously you could take a quicker route, but I'm trying to do a safer route here. Basically, the routes I know around the island and I know will work. So I'm going to show you the next stuff is around here, if I remember correctly. So it means I have to go around this watchtower there. There's a watchtower there. There's a few more cameras on the road. So I have to avoid the road. You can see the watchtower there. I have to avoid that. Not the easiest. So you've got like this main small town area here, which I don't know why it's here. Oh fuck! I just got caught on a rock. Anyhow. Okay, so here's a camera there. There's the watchtower guy again. There's also a car coming. Oh, he's going that way, but he's gonna be. Fuck, he's gonna come. So you can see here there's another. Look up, let's. Around here. Oh, there it is. This is something interesting. So, this.
I wondered if we would find this. This compound is part of processing here, but we can put it to use. You dose the water supply with this, the guards will have a lot on their minds. And a lot in their pants, huh? Very useful.
So you can see here you can see the next thing, so let's grab the money.
Location noted.
Get moving. Now that cutting powder, I'll show you where you can put that. But basically, you can use it to sabotage the guards' accuracy in the heist when you're doing the heist proper. But you have to do it during the setup. So you have to do it during this part, otherwise it just won't work. Now you can find that in two other locations. There was around here and around here, as well as the location I was at. Oh shit. Now, I've got one final thing to grow. I've got one more final, well actually, two actually. I've got another area and this area here. I've got this area here and then there's another one afterwards. But yeah, you can see here, I think that's cocaine. That looks like cocaine. No, it's weed.
Noting location.
Is there anything else in there though? There is not. Okay, so that's... I'm gonna go hit the... hit the tower first. Now, just so I can show you what that does. Maybe I'll run into two... There's a few more guard clothing spots as well, which I haven't gone over, but... Honestly, and there's also another thing called grappling equipment. Again, I haven't found any of that yet, but...
The signal box could have moved since you were last here, Capitan. Upstairs, downstairs. You will need to look around.
Okay, so there's the signal box. So, when you go into the signal box, this is the same thing where you do to hack the air defenses, which lets you use... It lets you escape with a plane, and it lets you do another thing. You have to do this mini game. Now, this is basic maths. So, this is actually going to be... This is actually quite easy. Just go like this, like that. So, there's like a couple of them... Like, some of the symbols are double. One is times 10. Now, I'm going to go all the way to the top here. The reason I'm going all the way to the top is, you'll see in a sec. But, so, I'm going to go straight road to the top, basically. The reason I'm doing this is because, well, you'll see. I love this. This is one of my favourite parts about doing the heist. This is one of the best parts of the setup for me. Anyways, after we get up here, I'll ring on the phone. First off, what a view! What was that? What was that song? It's like, here we are. This is what I was looking for. Grappling equipment. Now this gives you another access point into the compound if you don't want to use the drainage tunnel.
Perfect for the section of wall we found. I will make note of it now.
Okay, so now we can go into the cameras. Now, first thing, when you're doing this for the first time,
Look in the basement. No need to change the winning formula, yes?
so no matter what, you will don't bother with animal cages, panther, and courtyard. There is nothing in those. Just keep going across. Now, when you get to basement, this is the important one. You can see what you get. Oh, diamond!
Did you see? There, in glass display case. A diamond
That's the
size
best.
of your fist. This will make our trip worthwhile, yes?
So,
Getting through the case will be a challenge.
I'll let
Use the wrong tool and you destroy what is inside. I will do some research.
so there's 6 different things.
You are not a pack mule. There is only so much you can carry. You want more? Bring friends.
So there's 6 things you can get for this. You can get the diamond, which is the second best, but so the from worst to best, the worst thing you can get is the tequila, which is only worth 900,000. Yeah, that's the worst thing you can get. The second worst thing you can get is the ruby necklace, which is worth a million, just a flat million. Then it's a combination of bearer bonds and the Madrazo file, which is the first thing that you unlock. By default, you'll get the Madrazo file when you first do the heist. They're worth 1.1 million each. Then you get the diamond, which is worth 1.3 million. And then you get something called the Panther statue, which is a limited time item, like diamonds with the casino, which is worth 1.7. And this is on default. On hard, times those by 10. You know, add 10% extra, I meant. So here, you can find an item there, which is either going to be gold or cash. You can see that. Oh, there's another one, gold.
I see. I have made a note on the planning board.
Now, this requires a 2-door access. Oh, there's some paintings. There's a painting.
Fine art. Excellent for money laundering. I will mark location.
Now, those boards there, you can see there's a board. That's where a painting can spawn. Now, for the office, you have to go here for the first time to identify the scanner. but it's always worth coming here again because you can find one of two paintings. I think when I do my hard, there was a painting spawned here. I can't remember which one it was in, but it was in one of these. After that, you get Western Storage, which has, again, painting can spawn there. Either cash or gold can spawn there. And then there's another cash or gold spawn. Each of these storages, which can spawn there. Each of these storages have a cash and gold spawn, as well as painting spawns. Yeah, painting there didn't spawn, gold spawn there.
Okay, position locked.
And then cash here, not bad.
That's on your planning screen now.
Now, gold is there.
Location noted.
And gold is here. Oh, so
Noting location.
if you've not done anything, if you've done this before and you've got everything logged, you can just exit here. There's nothing post this. But if you don't have everything, say it's your first time, go to every camera here from onwards until you reach the animal cages. Scanning around here will unlock a point of entry, which is the north gate keypad. Go into this part, this destroy bit of wall. You can see here I'm on the center of my camera. That will go to the that will give you the rappel north wall entrance. Main gate, don't worry about. Skip through main gate. South gate, exact same thing right here. And south wall, exact same thing. There's another hole in the wall here. After you've done all of that, X off. So now, you can see here, you scoped out the minimum required. As you can see, I've got a lot of stuff marked. Now, out of the stuff, there's one bit I'm missing, which is cocaine. Now, weed. Now, the worst thing you can grab is cash. Cash, really, you should try and avoid collecting, unless it's the only option. If it's the only option, fair enough, grab it. It's a payout at the end of the day, but if there's other stuff, cash will take up a quarter of your bag space. Weed will take up 1/3 of your bag space, but gives you more. So if you fill up your bag with weed, it will actually make more than if you fill up your bag with gold. So weed, again, if you have weed, grab that. The one thing I haven't found is cocaine, so it's going to be spawning at this dock, which is actually pretty good for me, because I usually come to this dock because it's quite close to the compound. You literally, if you watch my videos, you see me always coming out here, going across here, avoiding the guards that are always stationed here, and then going down here. So, yeah. Weed's a good, cocaine will give you more. It fills up half your bag, but it gives you quite a lot. Now, paintings also fill up half your bag. However, they are actually the second worst thing to grab. They barely make they make just more than half a bag of weed, of cash. And if you fill up your bag with weed, you'll make more than if you fill up your bag with paintings. So, paintings you should not get paintings unless you know there's nothing else to grab. Or you know you're picking up cash at the end. Like, when I did it, I got unlucky last time when I did the hard heist, which is why I picked up the painting. I only had weed and cash here. And that's why I literally swam the way, because usually I would fight my way to here, take a boat and sail out, which is quicker. After that, and the final thing is gold, which is worth the most. Honestly, if you have a choice between picking up gold and, always pick up gold if you have the chance. Now, unfortunately, you need to have 2 people to pick up gold. Now, let me show you what this cutting powder is used for. So first off, let me just parachute out. Quite relaxing, actually. A nice relaxing parachute. This isn't a heli jump by any stretch of the mind. But yeah, want to land here. Nice landing. And if you remember that cutting powder I picked up in the small town, let's open this. Let's hope you're not going for the toilet anytime soon in this island. You're gonna get the runs.
Excellent. For you, of course, not for the guards. As we say in Russia, you can be accurate or you can shit in your pants. Not both.
I don't know how much Russian jokes I can make, given what's happening right now, so I'm not gonna comment. If I speak, I am in trouble. Okay, there's a supply truck. Be careful of those. But you can actually find one of those, which is what's used for Big Con, for the Big Con entrance. Anyways, I think I'm near enough done. I'm just going to hit the final places. For some reason that gold just keeps flashing. That is annoying. That is actually annoying me. Okay, there's weed in here. I guess that's okay. Oh no, that's cash.
Adding to planning screen.
That's an annoyance. That's annoying. I thought that was weed. But yeah, as you can see, I'm not getting lucky here. You can see there's a guy there. He's going to be doing constant rounds around here, so I'm just going to jump into the water. So keep an eye on that dude. God, the amount of drugs these guys are on, knowing they've got fucking tunnel vision. There's actual cocaine, there's actual weed there, and some cash.
Okay, position locked.
Not the best, not ideal.
That's on your planning screen now.
Oh, there's a true car there. How did I not get caught? That was close. That was seriously close. But anyways. And in here you can see this is the only cocaine I found, and it's in here. Now the problem with this is you need 2 people for this.
As expected. I will mark this location.
I'm just gonna get caught on the camera here. When you finish scouting, just get caught, and you get immediately fast traveled straight back to the Yeah, immediately fast travelled back to got it. Now I'm done with this. Since I'm done with this, I'm going to go back to the sub off camera and show you what I have learned.
Remember.
So welcome back. As you can see here on the planning screen, you can see I got all of the secondary targets. As you can see, a lot of weed, a lot of cash. Not much cocaine, which is a shame. There's only 1 cocaine. Because cocaine, like I said, it's the best for a solo player. Now, the problem with that is it was locked behind a Joe door. So if I end up doing this, I'm gonna have to do 2 things. Now, you can see here, there's 4 types of preps you can do. Now, honestly, you do not need to do all of this. You don't have to do 14 preps, which is great. You only have to do minimum of 5. Okay, so you need to do 1 prep for your approach vehicle, depending on which one you want to use. You have to do Then you can do 3 for equipment, depending on what you get. 1 for loadout. You only need to do 1 for loadout, and you don't need to do disruption at all. Now, in my opinion, for the minimum amount of work needed, you have to do submarine, submarine Corsettor, then plasma cutter, fingerprint cloner, and cutting torch. Then you always have to do a weapon loadout, so you can do either of these, whatever picks your fancy. And disruption, don't bother. Honestly, disruption, I don't actually see the purpose of, unless you're doing it aggressive. If you're doing it aggressive, then go ahead. But if you're not doing it aggressive, then it's not worth it. Now, you can see here I've got a lot of points of a lot of stuff here. Now, I've only found 1 grappling equipment, which, I mean, it's fine, but you can find 3 other things, which are guard uniforms, which I was talking about earlier, bolt cutters, which are actually useless. I think I was talking about them earlier as well, but basically what bolt cutters do is you use them to essentially cut open those panels things you saw. However, what makes them useless is that the plasma cutter, the explosives, and even your a rifle bullet will do the exact same thing. So basically, they're useless. There's also a couple other things there you saw. There was power center, which if you cut the power, it will mean that you don't get hit. Basically the enemies get a lower line of sight. All cameras outside the compound get turned off, and there's a lot more. Control tower is really useful, because what it does is it controls the air defenses. So if you're extracting from the hangar, you will get this. However, there's a few things you can get afterwards, which can only be used outside the compound, but you can get like a sniper who will pick off enemies. You can get like an airdrop for supplies. You can get some gun-wielding cowboy who will fly in with a helicopter. It's stuff like that, really. And it requires you to disable the air defenses. There's also a cargo truck and some guard uniforms, which are for Big Con, but I didn't do Big Con. Anyways, for all of the preps, I'm just going to cover over each of them. Now, first off, Airstrip. To get this, you need to do the approach vehicle Valium prep. You need to do this prep. Now, I wouldn't agree. I don't like this one because it's a long way from. The pros are that you can do this for it's easy. It's probably the easiest for Big Con. However, the cons are that you basically don't have much way to get into the compound other than Big Con and grappling over. It's also quite hard it's quite easy to get detected from this, so be careful on that. Second is heli jump. Not heli jump, halo jump, which stands for high altitude low opening. Basically, you jump in and you parachute in. You can. What's advantage about this is you can land anywhere, but El Rubio's compound in the south will require. You can't really land around there because then you get shot down by air defenses. You've also got the west. To get to that one, you need to have the Outnost, whatever that is, which came with the update. For West Beach, you land on the West Beach. To scout this one out, you needed to. Unfortunately, I don't know if you can do this on your first playthrough, but you guarantee you can do it on your second. I got this one on the second playthrough, so it's kind of the most awkward one to get because it's right where the concert is. To get this one, you need to use either the patrol boat or the longfin, or the Kasatka. So for most of these, you can use either the longfin, the Kasatka, or the same with the main dock and the north dock. For the drop zones, north and south, in order to get these, you need to use the helicopter. Pretty good though. And drainage tunnel is anything really. You can use anything to get to drainage. is only for the submarine. It's submarine only. Now, after that, you also need compound entry points, which are north gates, which are the gates, and the tunnels. Now, the tunnel is my favourite because it lands you straight by the straight by one of the storage spots. You can see there the gold with the gold and the money. It lands you straight by that, and it's quite. And you know you're guaranteed in via stealth. The gates, I don't really. They can be in, and the walls I don't are interesting, unless you're carrying stuff. If you're carrying stuff, these are the worst because you actually lose, you actually lose your money if you you lose product and bags space if you throw stuff over the wall. Gate, I mean this is big con. These require guard codes, so yeah. As for the escape points, you can go. There's loads. You can either do one of these four, or you can just swim your way to off the island. The best point to swim off the island is right at the north, just below. It's right at the south. I mean, just below the compound. You can actually go off road, jump into the water, and swim from there. The worst place to swim from is actually where I went in my video, because well, not really much reason to do that. Yeah. Anyways, I haven't even shown you the disruption yet. For the disruption, you can do weapons, armor, and air support. Now, weapons aren't that. So weapons, you know, it reduces their weapons. Armor reduces how much armor they're wearing, and air support reduces the enemy air support in the area. I personally would think the armor is okay, but weapons and air support, not really worth it, especially when you're going in stealth. But both aren't worth it either. Weapon loadouts, so I'm just going to show the weapon loadouts. This one will give you the assault shotgun, the machine pistol, grenades, and a machete. I mean, this one's a lot by default. Same with, I think these are all a lot by default, other than these two, as you need a bunker, I believe, for these two. Or not for these two. Conspiro, which is the one I use the most, gives you the military rifle, the 50 cal pistols, and sticky bombs. Pretty useful. These ones give you the sniper rifle, the Molotov, and the knife, and the AP pistol. Oh yeah, you can also buy suppressors here, which I always recommend doing. I always do that. This one gives you the SMG Mark II, the SNS pistol Mark II, and pipe bombs. And this one gives you more pipe bombs, the assault rifle, and the pistol Mark II. So yeah, I would recommend, for most players, I would recommend going with the Conspirator, because the military rifle is really good. Crack shot can be good because of the AP pistol, and this one can be pretty good because of the shotgun, but I really prefer Conspiro. Now, one thing you need to know is that you only get a maximum of like 1,000 bullets in this heist. So, yeah, be careful on that. Anyways, all that being said, I think that's it really. Like, there's not really much to talk about, so... Oh, and LJT is being a douche, as you can see. Anyways, I don't care, Lester. Anyways, we're going to end the video here. Hope you guys have enjoyed. This is basically my rundown for Cayo Perico. Leave your thoughts in the comments, and I'll see you guys in the next video.